This morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? I am Miss Nikkie. This is Coffee with Nikkie, your daily cup of information and inspiration. I am your host, Miss Nikkie, and we have a beautiful day outside. I have a little white squirrel going through. I have planted some seeds, for my fall garden, put it out on the deck. And so I have a white squirrel, an albino squirrel, and this little squirrel must be a thug because there's not many of them, but we see this one. And so this squirrel is on my deck eating my seeds, picking through my corn seeds, and my good ones at that, because I got it from my gardener. Picking through my corn seeds, eating my seeds. I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of here. So I just looked out the window. I could see from up here. And I scared it when I was downstairs, and I came upstairs and came back. And it's digging through the seeds. I put something on top of it. Sean put a water bottle on top of it. It knocked the water bottle over, knocked the plastic top over, and it still was digging in my seeds. I'm like, this little albino squirrel is determined. And so I am debating if I'm going to put rat poison out there. But and don't do any, don't come for me, but don't come for me. But this squirrel's got to do something. I got to get this squirrel out of here because he's not scared. You can't scare him off. He keep coming back. You cover it, he comes back. Like he just keeps on coming back. He's in my other one. I have 3 out there. 2 have a cover, 1 does not. He's on the one that doesn't have a cover, and I guess it doesn't have what he wants. He liked the corn seeds, and the other one has cucumber seeds, and I guess he doesn't want that. And so he's just like, oh, and he goes under and he looks around and he waits to see if anybody's there, and he comes back up. Determined. Let your entrepreneurial life be a lesson like the squirrel. No, I'm just joking. That wasn't what I was going to say, but this is something that I just realized this morning. And I had to share that with you guys. This white squirrel is a thug. It is a thug out there. Okay? A whole thug. And Sean was like, oh, all the other squirrels are going to pick on this squirrel because this squirrel is different and da 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 da. Not that I think they notice. I don't even know. But this squirrel is fat, and ain't nobody stopping it. Ain't nobody else with this squirrel. The squirrel is by itself, nobody else. But no other squirrels are with this squirrel. But yeah, this squirrel is thugged out, y'all. Thugged out. So I want to share with you guys a few things. So I did I was doing I'm bring it back. Today is Wednesday, right? Bring it back. Today's Wednesday. I was watching Chantel's video, which I missed because she put it up on Monday, and I just seen it last night. So I was like, oh my God, I missed the video. And so it's about affirmations and, just using things like that to help you strengthen, your mindset, your heart set, your soul set. And I was like, you know what? I don't even say sometimes I do, like, I say affirmations maybe sometimes periodically in the car, but I used to say them every morning when I woke up. I used to say them in the shower. Like I used to say them all day. Like it was something that was ongoing throughout my day. And I'm like, you know what? I don't do that as much. And then I'm looking at life, and life is kind of like, always going in cycles. And I'm in a cycle right now. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to get back into my affirmations. I need to get back into my word. I need to get back into my Bible app. I need to get back into journaling. And, because sometimes I would journal and I would stop. So I would stop somewhere around the 10-day mark, right? I don't know why, but that's where I would stop. And so I started again journaling, but I started when I took Sister Eula's class. And we're going to talk about Sister Eula too. But I said, you know what, I'm going to start all over again. So I went and I was like, if I get another journal, you guys, not a cheap plug, but y'all make sure y'all go get your journal. The Soulful Odyssey by Trees. And you guys know how Trees, y'all, she's cousin to me, but in these YouTube streets, she's the best moderator on what? Earth. She's the best moderator on earth, and she has a journal out there, and it's for your affirmations, your dreams, your goals, and all anything that you want to put in this book. And so I was like, I'm gonna get me another one because the first one I did not want to write in, and then the other ones we gave as gifts. So I was like, I'm gonna get another one so I can write in this, so I can document this. I want to look back at this and see what's going on in my life. And I started doing that, and these things are starting to reveal itself to me. And so I wanted to say this morning that trust the process. And I had wrote my notes, and my notes are all over the place. So y'all see me because I was writing like paragraphs, and I'm like, I can't read a whole paragraph while I'm online. So I had to try to like put my most important parts that I wanted to share on here. But we go through these cycles, and I wanted to say that we go through these cycles because when we come back around, there's something that we've experienced previously that's going to help us with this next go round. And so it's going to bring us to another place, and it's going to continue to bring us to other places. And I'm going to share this with experiences. I'm going to share this with something that I realized while I was writing what I was doing, and just I'm not writing what I was doing, but writing what I was going to say this morning. And yeah, I want to share that with you guys. So we need to really not respect, but you gotta know that life is you feel like, oh, this happened before, this happened before, this happened before. But each and every time you come back around, you have something extra. Each and every time you come back around, to do something different. And it's for you to get to the place that you need to get to. So we're gonna talk about that today. Yesterday, well, I'll talk about that. Let me get in the room and see who's in here first, and then we'll talk about all this stuff. We'll talk about it. And let me know in the chat. Put ones in the chat if you say affirmations. Put two in the chat if you do not. Let me know in the chat. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We got Treats of Heartbeat Candle Co. You guys know her as Treats the Heartbeat Candle Co. Or I call her cousin. But in these YouTube streets, we call her the best moderator on what? Earth. We call her the best moderator on our earth. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois said, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Michelle. Michelle said, good morning, Mr. Trees. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss Melody. Miss Melody said, good morning, everyone. He's a gangster. He sure is. Let me tell you something. That little squirrel is, might get popped by a BB gun. Good morning, Big Meech. Big Meech is in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Melissa. Melissa said, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jordan. Good morning. Yes, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Okay, so we got some twos. Okay, so all right. Good morning, Kay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, good morning, ladies, and happy Winning Wednesday. Yes, let's win it. Let's win it. Let's get it. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, good morning, everyone. Okay, so Kay says 1.5. All right, so when you are the beginning of the year, you got your resolutions, or when you just maybe going through a breakup, maybe you're going through, something in your life, you're just struggling, and then you put all this energy into bettering yourself. You put all this attention into your spiritual life. You put all this attention into your business. You put all this attention into all of these other areas of your life, right? And so you do it, and you're seeking it, and so you are hungry about it, right? So you seeking it intensively, and so you do all the things, but then when you get what you want, you stop doing all of those things. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Why do we do that? So if you know that's starting out your day saying some affirmations or being in prayer or working out or taking showers with cold water or whatever, if you know all of these things will help you, why do you stop when things start working for you? Right? We don't continue to keep up the pattern. We kind of like just let it go. And I wanted to say, like, when I seen the video with Chantel with the cars, I was like, why do we stop doing that? Because I know I stopped saying affirmations, and I do it when, like, um if I need to get my head in the right spot. You know what I'm saying? If I need to get my head in the right space, then I'm gonna say my affirmations, or then I'm gonna start, reading or journaling or something like that. But it's not until the problem comes back then we start doing those things again, right? And we got to get into the habit where we continue to pour into ourselves, because we stop when things start going good. We stop doing the things that helped us to feel good. Why should we stop? We should do it even more so instead of stopping. Right. And so if there's any affirmations that you say, please post them in the chat. I want to know what you were saying to yourself. You should be speaking life into yourself. You should be speaking happiness into yourself. You should be speaking good health onto yourself, right? You don't start speaking good health into your life until you start getting sick, right? And good morning, Deltra. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We don't start really paying attention until things start going wrong. And then that's when we're trying to course correct. Now we got to come back and we got to fix it. But we need to be able to continue to do the things that we are, what we set out to do. Right? Because if we don't, then we're going to come back into the same cycle. And so I really wanted to talk about, life cycles. And I feel like right now I'm in a cycle. And I feel this way because there's a lot of things, like, I'm always questioning, am I in the right place? Am I doing the right thing? I always tell y'all, well, I never really set out to have a live stream. All I set out to do was do YouTube videos, or do, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even doing that consistently. And it was because of the YouTube videos that I am doing this, but it's because of prayers that I asked a long, 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 long time ago that are now being answered. There are connections that are happening through these cycles, right? Because each and every time that I come back, there is something else that I'm getting from these cycles, right? And so I am taking a 7-day class with Sister Eula, and it's not really a class. It's more or less it's not a class. It's stepping into your power, stepping into your purpose is more so of you recognizing who you are, recognizing God's voice, understanding when God is speaking to you, and stop dismissing the messages that you are getting to yourself. Sometimes we get downloads and we dismiss it. Sometimes we get downloads and we are like, well, maybe that's not God talking to me. Maybe it's just me talking to myself. And I would say this to myself all the time. It wasn't until I got into this space with Sister Eula and the other, this is, I think it's 22 people or 23 people. It's around that around that amount of people in taking this supernatural release. It wasn't until I got there that I realized people are saying the same thing, that the messages are coming to you. God is answering you, but you're overlooking them because you think that it's supposed to come to you in a certain way. You think that it's supposed to look a certain way. You think it's supposed to have some bells and whistles and some fireworks and some sparks and some this and some that, and you're not getting it like that. Or maybe God is answering you, but God is answering you not so quickly. Maybe God is answering you in phases, right? And I think that because I'm feeling a cycle, right? And I think that other people are feeling a cycle right now, and within this room, that God has placed me in this place so that I can be transparent and share my thoughts and my feelings, so that you can also share your thoughts and your feelings, so that you know that you ain't out here in these streets by yourself. And it does happen, and I do feel a sense of being unraveled. I do feel a sense of like, am I really supposed to be doing this? Like, sometimes I get on here and I don't know what I'm going to say. Sometimes I get on here and I'm like, am I even impacting anybody? Am I even going to grow this platform? What am I really doing this thing for? Should I even be doing this, or should I just be focusing on my own business and doing what I'm supposed to be doing here? And every single time I am brought back to this moment, and I'm like, it's something that I am here to do. It is something that I'm here to give. I always look at myself and I'm like, well, I don't have what this person has. I don't deliver my message like this person delivers their message. I think I need to be more like this person, because I'm enjoying their content, or I love what they have and the people love what they have. Maybe I need to be more like that. And I am disregarding my own talent. I am disregarding my own experience. And this is something that Sister Eula has said this morning. She said this morning, she's like, you forget. And I had to send this to Treese, y'all, cousin. I had to send this to her because she said something that I was writing in my notes before I even got on, right? And I just like, because of all of the things, I tell you how we came together and everything, but I feel like God is speaking through her to me. I'm praying. I prayed yesterday for what's holding me up. Why am I feeling like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing? Clearly I'm supposed to be doing it. So now I'm questioning if I'm even if I'm even not capable, because I'm capable, but if I'm even worthy of doing what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not the person to be explaining, anything about business. Maybe I'm not the person to be building up confidence in people and doing all of this. And maybe I don't have what I need. Maybe I need to go back to the drawing board. And every single time God put me right in this place, and God bring me another person and another person and another blessing and another situation where I'm like, okay, God, this is where you want me to be. Then why don't I feel it on the inside? Why don't I feel it on the inside? Why I don't feel like I'm feeling the transformation on the inside, right? But I know, because of all of the answers that are in my place, all of the in my space, right? All of the answers that are in my space, I know that I'm supposed to be here. I know that through my transparency, I'm going to help somebody see that they need to they need to move boldly and confidently in their business. I'm letting people know that, yes, you are going to feel these things. And when you do feel these things, that means double down and do it anyway. That means going ahead and be unafraid to do the things that you're supposed to do, because according to the Bible, according to God's word, right? We do not have the spirit of fear, and a lot of us is allowing fear to stop us from moving forward. A lot of us are allowing fear to be the thing that is our stumbling block. Like, we're getting in our own way, like, we're talking ourselves out of it, and it's nobody talking us out of it. God is not saying you're not worthy. It's just you saying that you're not worthy, and so you're not even trusting enough to know that you should just go on ahead and take that next right step. And so that's what I'm doing in what I see what's going on in my life is me taking the next right step. It's about me trusting that I'm just going to do it anyway and see what it is that I need, right? Because there's a lesson that I missed, right? Me being in front of you helped me to realize so much in my business that I was missing. Right? I said I wanted to grow my business to a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar company, and I wanted to do this, and I wanted to be here, and I wanted to do all the things. This is before I started Coffee with Nikki. Those are the things that I wanted, right? But by doing this show, I realized there were so many aspects in my business that I was overlooking. There were so many aspects in my business that I was avoiding. There were so many things within myself, my personal habits, my personal development, that I was not feeding. You know what I'm saying? There was so much stuff that I was lacking that I needed to put into myself. Had I just ran my business and did what I was doing, I would have never come to the realization that all of these other things needed to be done, or my mindset just wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Or I had a scarcity mindset, or that, building community. I would have never, because I came from YouTube, I always had a sense of community, but I didn't build my community until I started building Coffee with Nikki. So I built my community here and built my community on, my other social media platforms as well. But it wasn't until I got to this point that I was realizing things that were going to be helpful in my business. Right. And I'm thinking, I'm sitting here most mornings and I'm like, am I even worthy of being here? Should I even be here? Am I even qualified? And we have this conversation and God qualifies. God said I was qualified. I'm qualified. Right. But I got here and I'm like, writing my notes, I said, because of this, I was able to realize this. Because of this, I was able to make connections. Because of this, I was able to, I have family here. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of Coffee with Nikki, I have created family. Because of Coffee with Nikki, I have created connection. Because of Coffee with Nikki, I have created a space where people can be themselves, where people can say, you know what, I didn't do this. I'm glad you said this because this is how I was operating my business. I'm glad you said this because this is how I was showing up. And I didn't realize that I wasn't showing up for success. I was showing up and I'm just like, I didn't even believe in myself. And so I realized because of me doing this, it was adding on to all those things that I asked God. And this is why I'm saying you gotta be patient with the process, trust the process, because of all of those things, I'm able to have new things. I'm able to see the things. I'm able to see God answering those prayers for me right now. I'm able to see what's going on and address those things because I'm moving through you and you guys are moving through me. And so I just wanted to definitely share that you guys, we are here for a reason. Do not allow fear to stop you from moving forward. Do not allow fear to make you to stop you from making decisions in your business that are going to help you to grow your business and get the education that you need to do the things that you need to do to add the processes that you need to add into your business. You say you want big things, but then you got to make big moves and what those big moves look like. And so since you are not doing them right now, you can ask all you want for these big things, but you are not ready. And so God is going to always give us something that is going to help prepare us to get that next thing. Y'all with me in the chat? Let me go back in the chat and let me make sure. Let me know if y'all with me. Let me know if you're with me. I'm sorry. Oh, we were on till about 11 o'clock last night. 11 o'clock, but definitely in a good way. Yep. She's definitely helping you to learn how to listen and hear from God. Yes. Good morning to ya. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's 24 people in class now. Yep. I can't wait till next Thursday. Y'all make sure y'all here on Thursday. Okay. Yes, Miss Nikki. Sometimes it's small. It's the small, still voice that He speaks to us. And yep. And we're waiting for we're all. And this is something that I one time, not one time, but when I was younger, I was involved in the church. My mother thought this church was a cult. And so I always felt like there was some kind of connection I'm supposed to have. I'm like, everybody who's, preaching and praying and singing and they this and they that. And I'm like, they have this connection. I don't have that connection. Where's my connection? I don't feel that. I do know that God listens to my prayers. I do know that, God is blessing me with so much stuff. But why don't I have that connection? Why don't I feel like that? Why don't I feel like how they feel? Why don't I understand that feeling? And so it is, this is a prayer that I asked years and years ago, over 26 years, because my son is 26, so before my son, over 26 years ago, that I now see being answered. I now see that all of the things that I was going through in my life was bringing me to come to this moment where it's helping me to realize and understand how to listen to my spiritual ear, how all the things that I'm going through in life. And it's just, it's not even just spiritual. This is like in my business as well. All of the things that I've learned along the way, if they were wins, if they were losses, if they were betrayals, if they were no, whatever those things are, whatever it was, they were all part of my lesson. It was all part of me becoming who I am becoming. Remember, I used to say the evolution of me, the evolution of me, and I'm still evolving. I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And the thing that happens with us is we forget who we are. And I had wrote that in my notes. Sister Eula has said that we forget who we are. I have to look, sometimes I look back on pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did this. Oh my gosh, I did that. It's so easy for us to come on and be the blank slate and not bring none of the experience with us, not bring none, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy for us to be that. And I'm like, I've done a lot in my life. And it is not until I'm reflecting on other things or somebody reminds me of something. And I'm like, girl, you did the thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not until then, but we forget and we need to stop. We get to the point and we're like, okay, I don't know what to do. And it's just dismissive. If you may not know what to do, but guess what? You can always learn what to do. You can always ask how you can do it. You can always find someone or somewhere to get the help. But if you sit there and you consistently tell yourself, I can't do it, I can't do it, I just don't know, I just don't know, you just automatically stop yourself from learning. You stop yourself from learning. Maybe there's something that you need to be learning that's going to help you with the next step. And you don't see it because you don't see that far. You don't see that far. So you guys, where you at right now? I know Chantel was saying she was feeling a spirit of struggle right now. She's feeling that things are not moving the way she wants them to move. But in this moment when we feel like things are not going where we want them to go, we're learning something. And you got to have enough life to know, you got to experience enough of life to know that, okay, this is, I can see now that this was helping me to be this. I can see now that this was helping me to grow. I can see now that this was helping me to get into this room. I can see now that this was helping me lead to this person. I can see now that this thing is leading me to this thing. You know what I'm saying? You can see all of that now. I can see all of the workings. When I was writing it down this morning, I was like, from videos that I've done years ago that so happened to go viral is the reason why I have certain connections, right? A video that I made, I don't even know how it even got into circulation again, resurfaced, and that revived who I was. That revived, not revived who I was, but on YouTube. But my business, I was still operating my business. But again, it was because of those things that I was able to see the things that were lacking in my business. I didn't get I tell you the story all the time. I didn't get my trademark till 12 years that after my business had started, because I didn't even know I needed it. It was because of these things that helped me to be aware of the things that I needed. And I always wanted to be a space where it is a safe place for you to ask questions. It's a safe place for you to get what you need so that you can grow your business. Because when you don't know things, you just don't know things, and you don't know where to go and you don't know where to turn. And so your wheels are just spinning. And so I always wanted to be that place where I could, well, not always, but when I started this, that's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Is to be that bridge. And so you don't know these things until you start experiencing life. And so I want to encourage everybody who is operating their business, who do feel like right now you're in a cycle of repeating everything. It does feel mundane. It feels repetitive. You feel like you don't know what's going on. You don't have clarity. You don't know what you're doing. You're fearful about moving forward. Do it anyway. Move forward anyway. Because in this movement, you're going to be connected to the next thing that's going to take you to the next piece. You know what I'm saying? And so the cycle may repeat itself, but now it's going to repeat itself with some help, right? So now you got some help that's going to help you get over that hump, right? And so you may have to come through it again because there may be something else that you got to get from there, but you'll be strong enough to get over it the next time, right? I may not be able, I may repeat it one more time, but I'm going to get over it because I'm not going to repeat the same thing that I did before because I know that it didn't work, right? And so I want to encourage you, if you are feeling that, to keep on moving. Don't stop moving your feet. Keep your feet going because it is going to allow you to get to the next connection. It's going to allow you to get to the next thing, but you've got to have enough experience in life to say, okay, well, I got to pick up and I got to do it differently. Because if we just quit, we'll never know what it's like to be on the other side of that thing. We will never know if we are capable or if we can be the best that we can be at something if we continue to quit doing the things, right? But just because something is hard don't mean that it's not worth it. Just because something is hard don't mean that you're not supposed to do it. It just means that's a little difficult for you, and you're going to appreciate it that much more when it actually happens for you, right? You're going to appreciate it that much more. Let me check and see what you guys are saying. You're always impacting someone, but definitely trust his direction in your life. Yes. Nikki, I think the same way. I just said this to my friend and she chin checked me. Yep, yep, yep. You are worthy, or else you wouldn't be here now. Come on, cousin. Thank you. Yes, say it louder. Yes, ma'am. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get it. Yes, we are with you. Come on. 11 p.m. Yes, we was on to 11 p.m. I should have logged back in. Yep, yep. I figured y'all was off the call. I had to make a quick run. Nope, we were still there, and it was still good. It was still good. And I wasn't tired or anything. I was in the space and just witnessing. Like there's so many things happening, and just to be in that room and see them happening through people and words coming out that mean something to somebody else and somebody connect. It's a special room. If you guys have not yet gotten your ticket, you still, I think you get the replay yesterday, but you still have what 5 days left. It's a special place. Yes, Tracy, you should have. I almost sent you a message when I saw you post in the discipline chat. Yep, Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them. For good, wait, all things work together. Let me put it on here because then I don't have to follow it. All things that work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called accordingly to his purpose. Yes, yes, and yes. A huge thank you to all of you that I've touched in one way or another. Let me tell y'all something. Love you too, Latrice. All you ladies are amazing. Okay, let me tell you something. Kim. Kim's in the room. That's why, because every time I say, let me tell you something. This cycle that I've been in. Okay, so I started my business. Again, a lost YouTube video resurfaces. This video gets to the Black Candle Makers Club. How it got there, I don't know, but it got there. So caught the attention of Jules, and I think I was the first class that she had on there. I think I was the very first class, and she asked what I want to teach a class, and I was like, okay. And so I taught a class. I don't know if I was the very first class, but I know she had other people, speakers on candle companies and stuff like that. But I was actually teaching a class, and so I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but whatever. So I taught the class. From the class, I had started picking up on my YouTube because I was like, YouTube must be popping. So people were looking for me to do more videos. Let me get back on YouTube. And because of that, I started building up a community, then created Coffee with Nikkie. With Coffee with Nikkie, it was something that we were doing, and it wasn't something I was doing every day. I forgot how long we were doing it, cousin, how long we was doing it. But we was doing Coffee with Nikkie. Through Coffee with Nikkie, me and Treese built up a very strong relationship. So much so I call her cousin because she is family to me. She would send me prayers just out of nowhere, just knowing. She said I was just being obedient to God. And that's before, we started really, 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 really doing this. And it wasn't that serious, but she was just like, I just feel like you need this. And so she would send me a prayer or some word or whatever. And I was like, okay, so then me and Treese, we started getting together like this, right? Then BCMC, I'm part of BCMC. I became part of the team. So now I'm part of the BCMC team. And I'm like, okay, let's see what's next. But the thing about that is I have my own platform. I have my own things. I have my own, you know what I'm saying? I have my own business and all these other things to run. I never felt that I was in competition with BCMC. I always I know how to play the number 2 role. I know how to play the supporting cast member. I know how to do that. I know how to help uplift so that we can get to the next level. And it doesn't necessarily have to be me. I don't have to be the main focus. You don't have to say my name. You don't have to do anything. I know that the goal is for the team to get to wherever it needs to be, or wherever, you want it to be. I'm part of that. I'm going to help do that. Wherever I need to be, that's where I'm going to be. And so a lot of us have problems with that because we want to be, oh, I want to have the top this. I want to have the top community. I want to have the this and the that. And so you find yourself in competition with other people. And I was like, I'm not in competition. These are my sisters. I love them. I'm not in competition with them. I'm able to say, hey, all right, I'm here to do whatever I need to do. It's not about what I have over here. I'm gonna do what I have to do over here. I'm gonna give you 100 and 250%, or however many percent, the most that I could possibly give. I'm gonna give you everything that I got, and I'm gonna give you ideas. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm not gonna give ideas because I'm gonna keep it for my community. Oh, I'm not gonna share this with you because I'm gonna keep it over here. No, I'm going to stay over here and I'm going to do what I'm going to do over here. I'm going to learn over here. I'm going to grow over here. There's so many things that I'm learning just being in the room. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other connections that I am making just being in the room. And I didn't have to compete with my sister. You know what I'm saying? So we built a whole sisterhood over there. We're like a whole family, right? I would have never had that had I not built up what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Had God not intervened and said, hey, this is where you need to be, I would have never been there. And so because we've built up this strong sisterhood, I share this with you all the time. We pray together. Whenever somebody has something, we pray together. Usually, y'all already know I call in trees. When I need God to intercede, or I need to speak directly to God, I'm talking to her, right? Or if somebody in here needs prayer, I'm like, okay, cousin, send them a prayer or whatever. And so that's usually what we do. But when it was my surgery, she was like, oh no, I gotta call in the big dogs. I gotta call in the big dogs for this prayer, right? I I was scared. I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I was having bad feelings about it, and I don't think I even said anything. And oh, I'm about to cry. I don't think I even said anything to anybody about how I was feeling on the inside about this surgery, because I was having dark feelings about this, and I'm like, is this the end? Like, is something gonna go wrong in this surgery where I'm not gonna make it? Like, is something gonna happen to me? Because this is what I'm feeling. Like, I would have dreams and I would have these thoughts, and I'm like, well, maybe, I'm having these thoughts because this is what's about to happen to me. And so I needed that, right? But I didn't know what I needed. You know what I'm saying? And so she brought in Sister Eula. And Sister Eula prayed down, right? Sister Eula prayed. I felt more at ease. I was still nervous. I was still scared because in the prayer, she kept on saying, keep the angels by the door. I was like, oh gosh. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is what I was thinking of. I'm like, is this, this the end? So she was like, praying and everything. And it made me feel at ease. And then even in the surgery, I told you guys that I did almost die in the surgery. I did. And I can't say I had some epiphany and I traveled here and I traveled there. I don't have that kind of story. I just didn't know until I came out what happened and how everything was turning out. And that relationship, now because of trees, because of all of the things that we building up together, brought me back to a place where I'm back into my prayer life. I'm back into my Bible. I'm back into my spiritual journey. I'm back into trying to build my relationship with God because of trees, right? And because of Sister Eula now, and even offering this 7-day class that she has as the supernatural release, I am able to. I said, God, I want to hear you. I want to hear you talking to me. I want to know when you're sending me a message. Am I doing this? Am I doing the right thing? Am I on purpose? Am I doing this? And this is exactly what she is speaking about in the class, right? Everything, people have different things that they need at different times, but this is something that I've been praying for a very long time. And I'm saying that it's all coming back around. I've never given up. I didn't, we have disagreements. We have things that don't go right. We have things that don't go according to plan. I have times when I feel like, maybe my business is in a drought sometimes. You got your up and your downs, your highs and your lows. You got these seasons. We got peaks and valleys and everything. I feel the same way. And, sometimes in your personal life, you feel the same thing. But the thing that I did not do was I did not quit. And had I quit, I would have never made all of the other connections that have brought me to this moment that I'm feeling right here, present day. Right? I'm not saying everything is right, and I'm not saying everything is going to be so much different now that I'm seeing it this way. I may be going through this cycle again, but all of those life lessons that I've learned along the way is going to help me when I'm coming through it again. Right? It's going to help me when I'm coming through it again because I picked up the lessons that I needed. Sometimes we pick up things when we're in certain season and something may have happened and we don't get everything because of how we're feeling, what we're connected to. So we don't connect to the whole entire lesson. Sometimes we're just connecting to pieces of it depending on where we are in life. And so I am connected to certain pieces. And so when it comes back around, I'm not in that space anymore because I got that part, right? I got that part down. And so I'm picking up something different now when I come back around. And so I say this to say, you guys, when you are feeling like you're struggling, when you're feeling like, okay, I can't do this, when you're feeling like you don't want to post on social media because you don't know what people are going to say about you, when you're feeling these things, do it anyway. You got to gather enough information in order to compare it to something. I'll know because these are all of the things that I've always been able to be free to make connection with people. I've never really say, oh no, I don't mess with that person because I just can't mess with that person. If I don't mess with somebody, they've done something to me. Right? Or it's just something that I don't feel good about immediately. They just set me off from the beginning, right? If I don't mess with somebody. But if anybody who knows me, who's ever engaged with me, you know that I'm not that person. And so you got to allow yourself to be open enough to experience these things so that you can have something to compare it to, so you can pick apart what you need, so the next time it comes around you could take what you need and leave what you don't. Right? So I say all of this to say it is time. It is time for everybody in this room. If you can hear me, stop being scared about moving forward. Stop being scared because you don't know what's going to happen. Everything doesn't have to be familiar to you. To be honest, when things are unfamiliar, that's when you have the most growth. That's when you are doing all of the things that are outside of the box. When you're in a space where you don't know how you're going to keep your lights on or whatever, that's when you're thinking, I got to think outside the box. I got to think, yeah, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray heaven down. And you won't pray because you need it to happen. Right. But you're also going to be thinking other ways. You're also going to be thinking about other things that you can do in order for you to keep your lights on, pay your rent, or send your kid to college, or whatever those things are. You're going to find a way. But it's only because you've experienced enough life to know what things are going to work and what things are not going to work. And then you got to figure it out. Right. You have to figure it out. So don't stop what you have going on. Keep it going. Keep it moving. Do not allow anything to take your joy, and do trust in the connections. Like we're creating community here. Do trust the connection that you have with people in here. The reason why I create subgroups is because it brings the confidence to you getting something done. It gives you a space where you can be free to say and do whatever it is that you need to do, but it also gives you a supportive system of sisters that are going to empower and encourage you when you are in your low seasons, when you are feeling a certain type of way. And so you got to be able to keep these lines of not communication, but you got to keep this open. You got to keep yourself open enough to experience it. A lot of us shut ourselves out. We shut ourselves down, and we don't want to be bothered, and we don't want to try again. We tried this business. It didn't work. It failed. I tried this. It didn't work. It failed. I tried being on social media. The people don't talk to me, so I'm not going to do that no more. I tried I tried my business and nobody was buying, so I shut the doors down to that. But if you keep on shutting these doors down, you'll never know what's going to work. You have to figure it out. You have to work it long enough to know, right? And I don't think anybody in business, unless you got somebody else funding your business or whatever, I think that there is no way to exhaust the possibilities, because you just have to see how you're going to make connection. And that's just the thing, is you have to figure out, how are you going to connect to your mission? How am I going to connect to my target audience? How am I going to connect to my product? How am I going to connect to the people's emotion? What am I going to do to trigger an emotion that's going to make them want to purchase my candle? You have not tried everything. You have to be able to have something to compare and contrast, right? You got to be able to say, well, you know what? I was doing all of the pop-up events, and those things weren't working. Well, then maybe that's not the platform for you to be selling your thing. Maybe you need to be selling your thing online. Maybe you need to be selling your thing in a store. Maybe you need to be selling your thing door to door. Maybe you need to be open, have parties and things like that. Maybe you need to be trying different things in order for people to understand who you are. It's not because it's just because of you that you're not growing. It's because people don't know who you are, and you have to get yourself out there in order for people to know. Let me tell you something. I am nervous every single time I get on here, especially if I don't know what I'm going to say, especially when I feel like I want to deliver something, and I really don't know how it's going to come through. I really don't know if it's going to come out. I feel like maybe I'm stuttering. Maybe sometimes if I look at a replay, I'm like, oh girl, you was struggling over here, or you was doing this. But it's because of these things that I'm able to say, well, now I know this is how I'm going to approach it. Now I know I should probably prepare the night before. I know that maybe I should read my notes, because sometimes I feel like I got to memorize my notes before I get on, because I want to make sure that I don't miss something, and I really don't want to sit on the camera and read. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm missing something when I do that. It's just me, it's my own personal thing. But you know what I'm saying? You still got to be able to show up. And I'm going to be doing things differently all the time. I used to do my makeup, and I'm like, is this the same season when I said I need to do my makeup now? Because I got into just it's easier to just show up not doing my makeup. Here I go. I'm frozen. I'm frozen. I'm back. One's in the chat if y'all can see me. One's in the chat. 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 Is Sister Eula class still open? Yes. Make everybody in here within the sound of my voice. Make sure y'all get in that class. Make sure y'all get in that class. Let me see. Oh, I started talking. Let me see. Replay. Now look at us. Yep. Yep. Now look at it. We are a sisterhood. We are indeed a sisterhood. Let me see. It's never competition, right? I will lift up every person in here. I will lift up every person in their business. I will lift up, and I will never say, oh, well, you make soap, I'm not going to talk about you. No, I am. I'm going to share because it's not about competition, right? Anything that we have, God has given us, we have what we need. And it sounds cliche, right? Well, God gave me this idea. I don't know how to work this thing. You would know how you would know how to work it if you did the things in order for you to get there. You wouldn't know how to work it if you worked it. You can't say I don't know how to. I can't get engagement on social media. You post one time a month. Of course, you can't get engagement on social media because you're not doing enough. You got to do enough. If you have that idea, and I know today's a little God heavy, but y'all know this is faith led over here. But if you have that idea in you, then you have everything that you need to get it out there. It's not just sitting there just because it was a fluke that you had this idea. It's not just a fluke that you had this business. It's not just a fluke that you're in this room with me. It's not just the fluke. And I needed to realize that myself. It's not just the fluke. I'm like, oh, well, God, I'm creative and I know, and I know, and I know. I just come up with so many ideas. And it's like, no, you got these ideas because you're supposed to be doing something with it. I'm giving you these ideas so that you can get the answers that you were asking me for a long time ago. I'm doing this because I need you to see that you have this talent. I'm doing this to let you see that you have a purpose here on this earth. I'm doing this here so that you can give some information to somebody who needs it. You live this life and you've experienced these things because somebody else needs that thing. And I can't be selfish and not share it. And so even when I'm feeling like I don't know what I'm going to say, even though I'm sitting here, sometimes I'm fumbling with my words or I just totally forget what I'm going to say. I have to say what I have to say because I'm here for somebody to get something that I have to give. And I'm here to do something I'm supposed to do that I may not know. I don't know where it's going to go. I know where I would like it to go, but I don't know where it's going to go. But all I know is that I'm going to keep on doing this and I'm going to figure it out along the way, but I'm not going to stop. And I want to say to everybody in this room, you cannot stop, because if you got it in you, then it's time for you to work that thing. It's time for you to work it. It's not going to always be easy. It's definitely going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Making the product is one thing. Selling the product is another. Doing the business is another. Growing the business is another. All these things are things that are going to take a lot of hard work, and they're not going to be easy. It's going to take discipline, and you're going to have to, in order for you to get to the other side, you're going to have to grow through the things that you are going through in order to get there. You have to. 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 Let me get into these comments. Play, support, enroll. That's what I love about Nikki and BCMC. That's community. And we do it for each other. BCMC does it for me and I do it for them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, well, it's all about BCMC over here or it's all about BBU over here. No, we are kind of, to me, we like mesh into one thing. We're meshed into one thing. We really are. Love BBU and BCMC. You ladies rock. Thank you. Tia said, I needed this today. Definitely speaking to my heart. I can't stop crying. Tears of praise. Come on, Tia. I love that he answers us. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. I realized yesterday, I was like, I haven't been saying it. And I need to get back into my yes, yes, and yes, because that is the truth. That is the truth, Tia. It definitely does, because he answered me this morning through Sister Eula. And I said, what? I said, I took the picture of what I was talking about, sent it to cousin, and I was like, look at this. Look at this, because you forget who you are. You forget. And I'm not just saying you forget who you are in Christ. You forget who you are as a person. Like, I've been through plenty of things. I've gotten through plenty of things. This is small. I could get through this. And even if it looks big, I could still get through this. I've been through worse and I still got out. I may have scrapes and bruises, but I still got out and I still got through. I may be, disoriented, but I got through it. And so, yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Come on, Nikki. Love this in you. I love you too, Kay. Nikki is definitely good people. Thank you, sis. So are you, girl. Stop being scared. Period. Period. Yes, you guys, this is where you go if you want to take the challenges. 5 days left. Make sure you be a part, get in on it. I just keep on pushing. That's right, Tracy. Even when it seems like I should close the doors, you keep on. Push through. Come on, Kay. Push through. Push through. Yes, yes, and yes. Oh, Sister Eula's in the building, y'all. She's in here. She is in here. Let me tell y'all Thursday. Y'all better make sure you put an alert on your calendar. Put an alert on your calendar. I'm telling you, she's going to speak to every single one of your hearts, your souls, your minds, your mindset. She is going to you're definitely going to leave with something. You know, Denzel said, I'm going to leave here with something. You're definitely going to leave Thursday with something. You're going to be energized. You are going to be ready to go. Ready. You hear me? Ready. We bind up technology distractions in Jesus' name. Come on, because right? Good morning, Rosalicia. Good morning. Chantel says she just registered. Yes. First time viewer. Thanks for the link trees. Yes, thank you for joining us, Sister Eula. I was talking about you praying for us and how just the connection and bringing God back God bringing me back to being able to listen to him, because I said a long time ago, that was a prayer that I asked. I don't have the connection. Why don't I have this connection? What am I missing? And what was our lesson last night? And when I was writing up my notes today, and I still stopped to listen to you, I was like, I still got to finish my notes, but I was like, I got to listen. And you still was speaking to me. So yes, and yes, you guys are in for a good one tomorrow. I mean, Thursday. Yep, I told myself I want to make 5K a month. You have to do 5K work. Yep. Encourage the people, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, definitely have to go back and listen to the beginning, Eula. She's talking about the supernatural release class. Yep. And what is done. That's my testimony. That is my testimony. I can hear it in you. It's the confidence for me. Hey, this room and this space better get ready for the new Nikki. Come on. Y'all better be ready. She was talking about yesterday about walking into the room confidently, and she thought she wasn't supposed to be in the room because people had so many, they had this stature and they had this, people look at them as this way, and she wasn't there, and she felt like she wasn't there. And you have to boldly walk into. She was talking herself out of being in the room. The same way. I was like, you were talking to me. I talk myself. Teresa's all the time. She like, all right, cousin, snap out of it. All of the time, like, am I supposed to be doing this? And she's like, God qualified you. I don't know what you waiting for. I don't know what kind of message you waiting for, but God already qualified you to do this. Do it. And so when she said that yesterday, I said, you know what? I said, I wanted this to be a certain kind of platform. I said, I wanted to take it to a certain level, but in my spirit, I didn't feel like I was ready. I didn't feel like I was confident enough to be like, okay, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't confident and clear on my messaging. And I'm still not. All I know is that I'm going to help to encourage you. I'm going to help to inspire and empower you. That's all I know. And whatever comes from that. But that's all I know. And so I'm like, I feel like I don't have, everything's not clear the way I needed it to be. And I just needed to just open my eyes and just be obedient and just continue doing what I'm doing, and be open to connection, be open to the fact that I almost didn't. I was going to take the class, but I was like, I can't do it right now. It's not in the budget for this week. I can't do it. And I was like, you know what? It's only $20. I gotta do what I gotta do. And I'm gonna tell you, my $20 was worth it day one. It could be $20 a day, because it is that worth it. And so if you missed out and you didn't get to register, make sure y'all register, because I'm telling y'all, it's going to be something there for everybody. When I say the room, I said the room is magic. That room is magical. It's magical. And you guys, you got to continue to grow, continue to learn, and don't let anything that looks like it's bigger than you stop you. Don't let it defeat you. Don't let don't look at it and be like, oh, this mountain is too big, I can't move it. Don't look at it and say, well, I'm just not used to it, maybe it just is not for me. No, figure it out and learn. Everything you can learn, everything you can learn, you don't have it because you ain't never focused on it. That's why you don't have it, right? That's why you're not used to it. Everything don't naturally come to you. The business side of things don't naturally come to me. Why? Because I'm the creative person. I like to be flying around, whimsical, all up in the air. That's me. That's what I love. I don't want you to sit here and give me structure and direction. Why? Because I like not being structured. You know what I'm saying? And so just because I like it, I like being unstructured, don't mean that I can't also understand and like the structure and the discipline part of it, right? It doesn't mean that I can't do it. It just means that I got to get used to it. And it's okay, because once you start forming a habit, it's going to be something that you do. And as long as you're disciplined, you're going to do it if you like it or not, because it got to get done. Period. Right? So let me know in the chat if you enjoyed today. Let me know if I spoke to you. Let me know if something resonated with you. And if something did, let me know in the chat what it is. And while I wait for you guys to answer, I am going to tell y'all, follow me everywhere. Subscribe to our channel. I'm on the road to 100K, and I know God gonna make that happen, because I'm intentional about it. Okay, so road to 100K here. So make sure that you subscribe to Coffee with Nikki, or subscribe to my channel. Make sure you turn on your notifications bell so you can be notified when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coffee with Nikki. And also we are going back to our Thursday evenings, and our first Thursday evening is going to be with Sister Eula, and you guys want to be in the building. So what else? And if you want to be a part of the community, make sure you go to Bubble Babes, BABEZ University.com. Click community. It is free to join. Yesterday, I was supposed to go over prompts today. Well, that wasn't the message for y'all today. I go sometimes where the conversation takes me, and this is where the conversation took me today. So maybe tomorrow we'll get into the prompts. And I gave some prompts in there for your business, to grow your business. So if you're struggling with social media and stuff like that, you can utilize AI so you don't have to be struggling alone. And it's going to make it easy for you. All you got to do is plug and play. So go to the community, grab the PDF, download it and use it. Put your own business in there and make it easy for yourself. It's going to help you with your sales strategy. It's going to help you with your back end. It's going to help you with your social media. It's going to help you with everything. So make sure you grab that. I do have another set that I want to send out to you guys. And I also have a prompt that I want to give you. And I want you to plug and play. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all get, because it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing for y'all. So let me check and see what's going on in the chat before we wrap up. Let me see. Come on, Nikki. Yes. Yes, I call as soon as Coffee with Nikki is over, and she is not playing. As soon as I click end stream, she is on the phone immediately. Day one, what a word. Yep. That's right. I just registered, but I missed what the Cash App handle was to pay. If she's still in here, Treese may know it. Put it in the chat, please. Or you may have. I'm going back. I'm further back. Nail on the head, Nikki. Thank you. I see it. It's in the chat. Yes, definitely resonated. Yes. Miss Nikki, this was amazing. I'm definitely ready. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. That's right. Be obedient. You know it. So with that being said, everybody, I am going to see y'all tomorrow, even though it is 4th of July. Y'all see my mug? They're on the website. Even though it's 4th of July, I will still be here. It's in the morning. So if you have the day off, and if you're in the replay game, you come and see me. You can come and see me on vacation. Usually I take the vacation day off, but then I realized too that people who are working and they can't listen to Coffee with Nikki, they'll be able to listen live. So I'm going to come on anyway. So I will be here tomorrow. Make sure that you guys are here with me. Follow me on all social media, Bubble Babes University. Make sure you subscribe. Already told y'all, notification bell, all those things, all of the things. And you guys, I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all just do not know. I appreciate you guys. And again, do not move in the spirit of fear. I don't know, why this is what is coming to me, but whomever, because I know why it's come to me, because a lot of you guys are telling me you're hesitant about certain things. You're hesitant about moving forward. You're hesitant about, doing this thing, or, stepping out. I don't know what to do. And so this is why I had to tell y'all to get confident and move boldly with what you got going on, because it's time for you to move. It's time for you to grow, and you are not going to be able to do that if you are scared to move forward. So don't have the spirit of fear, because God did not give us the spirit of fear. And let's move forward. And let's move forward, and let's get to the next step. Again, and like I said, if I didn't write this down, I would have never put all the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? It was like a puzzle when all the pieces look alike, and it's hard to put the puzzle together, right? That's what it was giving me. And then when I started writing it, I was like, oh, okay. And then things just started to fit together. And I'm like, well, if I never did this, this wouldn't have happened. If I never did this, I wouldn't have met this person. If I didn't do this, I would have never met this person. This person would have never told me this. This person would have never connected me to this person. Like, I started to realize all of that this morning. So make sure that you are not scared to move, because that movement is going to take you to the next level. Okay. And again, it may be a good experience. It may not be a great experience. It may be a bad experience, but it's going to be something that is going to be something you could use for the next go round. Okay. So you guys have an amazing day. I will talk to y'all later. Yes, cousin, make sure you wake up, because I need you. And you ain't got to wake up so early, though. You can wake up at 8:45. So, yes, you're talking to me. Hey, come on, Melody. Definitely talking to me. Yes, I love y'all. Love, love, love y'all. And I appreciate y'all. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.